You mean the 4 archetypes of women?
Yeah.
Okay. I came up with these first as well. So there is the Cinderella. The Cinderella, is kind of what Cinderella is. She's the girl who hasn't really figured out her own beauty and what her beauty means. She's a bit embarrassed about taking photos or wearing makeup or, flaunting her sexuality, for example.
Okay.
And when I say flaunt your sexuality, I don't mean put out. I just mean enjoy being a sexy, young, beautiful woman, which a lot of you women listening should be enjoying right now. Anyway, but yeah, so she hasn't really discovered what it means to be truly feminine and is still on that journey. She's often inexperienced when it comes to dating and romance.
Okay, yeah.
And so when I coach a Cinderella, it's often about, I want you to buy one new wardrobe item that makes you feel sexy or that makes you feel really feminine. That's a little bit out of your comfort zone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a Cinderella. So I'll go to the complete opposite of that, which is the Bachelorette.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the Bachelorette, she's so attractive. Men are just so drawn to her. They flock to her that she sort of just uses men. She's like, oh, thank you for whining and dining me. And I have this theory that every woman who sort of comes into her confidence as a single woman, she becomes the Bachelorette. Like she just enjoys all these dates. So I think in my own dating life, I had like averaged 6 dates a fortnight or something. I was just enjoying men whining and dining me.
Yeah.
And it became really fun until I realized it's not okay to use men for a free meal. Like that's not okay, Jessica.
Here's another thing. I didn't realize women are using guys for free meals.
Oh, they are.
I've heard multiple girls now admit, yeah, I was hungry and he's going to take me out to eat. I couldn't even conceive the idea of like saying, hey, she's going to feed me. Like that is so crazy. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the Bachelorette, a good Bachelorette, she is very aware of her attractiveness and will try not to lead a guy on, just like a male bachelor won't lead the women on. A good bachelor won't. Do you want to say something?
Is it possible to not become one? Like
a bachelor or bachelorette?
Honestly, both. Because something about having the world throw themselves at you constantly and over and over.
And it's fun at first, by the way. It's very fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, I'm so sick of this now.
I think it's easier for guys to not become it.
Yeah.
Because I think guys, even if they are a bachelor, they still, I think, need to put in more effort in getting a woman's attention than it would be for an attractive woman, because guys are just so wide sexually that I believe it's just easier for the woman to get it than it would be for the guy to get it. So I think it's actually harder for the girl to not become the Bachelorette because it's just always coming at them.
Yeah.
How do you, unless you become a hermit, like how do you even guard against becoming that when guys are always throwing themselves at you?
I think it's, how I said, if you keep not getting rewarded or if it keeps hurting, like you want to avoid pain. So she sort of, I don't know, I'm not putting tickets on myself, but like I just really got into a place where I really enjoyed being wined and dined, and then I got sick of it. But when I enjoyed being wined and dined, I was like, I'm not having many deep conversations, and it's not becoming satisfying anymore, because God has made us for relationship and intimacy, right? Yeah. And so that human need is not being met, and that's how she sort of gets over it, just like the men get over it, right?
Interesting.
So with the Bachelorette, so a good Bachelorette will start to rein it in a bit and go, I'm going to use my powers for good, and like, the women I've coached who've like gone off the Bachelorette fun water slide. Yeah. She then starts praying for men that are actually proper marriage prospects, and will be very honest with those men and say, I believe in making an informed decision about who my life partner should be, and that's why I'm accepting dates from other men as well. And she'll be very honest about that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And so if a man is confident in himself and he really feels that connection with her, he'll keep going. But if a man feels insecure about that, then he'll just drop her. Which sounds cruel, but it's just reality.
Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so you got the Cinderella, you got the Bachelorette.
Yeah. We'll start with it's the two extremes. In the middle, we have the Catwoman.
Interesting.
So I
I
hesitate.
love these names, by the way.
Thank you.
Very catchy names. I like it.
So the Catwoman, she. So I was actually thinking about this on the car on the way over, and when I talk to a bunch of women in a social situation, and I talk about the 4 women archetypes, and I say, yeah, then there's a Catwoman or whatever, and then a true Catwoman will say, I don't belong to any of those archetypes, but she's actually a Catwoman.
Okay.
And the reason she is because Catwomen are very talented at supporting men in the relationship context. She's good at supporting people in general, and she naturally falls into her supporting him and her revolving her whole life around him.
Oh,
so
okay.
which then turns into the woman who jumps from relationship to relationship to relationship because she's attractive, she's nice, men just want to date her and be in a relationship with her. It's sort of effortless for her to be in lots of relationships. And so when a Catwoman starts to turn a new leaf and go, I want to actually meet the one. I don't actually want to just date men for the sake of it, to pass the time or whatever, or for validation. You know, she starts to get a bit more picky, and she starts to increase the power of her voice a bit more, and start to articulate what she needs in a relationship. She doesn't put up with crap anymore, basically.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We were just discussing the Wonder Woman, and I was saying there's a billion of these women out there now. It's almost like if there was a race, like I'm not even gonna go into that. If there was a race between who's like the majority, Wonder Woman is just coming out here and really taking over.
Yeah.
But take us through that person and...
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, the Wonder Woman, she's strong, she's independent, she's financially stable, she's really killed it. She probably owns 3 houses or something. Like that's how scary she is. Like, scarily successful she is.
Yeah.
She's got a great life for herself, but she's bought into this lie that I don't need a man and I am fine on my own. That's the lie she's bought into for most of her life until she comes to me and she's like, actually, Jess, I really want to get married.
Yeah.
And I really want to find a man who's worthy of me. And
this
it's
is where
really
you might get
hard
called
for her.
anti-feminist. Because this is some hard truths, ideas, however you want to frame it.
Yeah.
This is stuff that's hard to take in.
Yeah, it is. And a lot of Wonder Women, the things that we coach her through are, how do I reconnect with my feminine energy? Because she's like a frog in the water of society where the temperature's slowly risen and it's getting hotter and hotter in that water, and she doesn't realize it's the water of the masculine energy. She's stepped too much in that masculine energy. And I relate to that because I'm a manager at my day job, and I'm also the CEO of my business.
Yeah.
And I've got a little team in my business, but I've got a huge team at work. And it's very normal for me to lead a meeting or control the frame or have people turn and listen to me or command a room. It's very easy for me to do that. And I love those masculine parts of myself. But when I get home and I'm with my husband, Tom, I just melt into him and I let him make decisions.
Really?
And I just follow his lead, and I love it.
And
so
you
much.
love it.
I do.
So it sounds like you embrace the different aspects of feminine and masculine energy in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're all a little bit feminine, a little bit masculine. It's like a sliding scale.
Yeah.
It's a continuum. And so, even men, they will have elements of femininity
100%.
to them when they're super creative, or they can feel vibes in a room, or they know how to decorate. Like, those are feminine tendencies.